Hi everyone, and welcome to the New Moon in Sagittarius workshop. Today we're going to talk about astrology and the gene key that is the astrology placement of this workshop, all about abundance and shining your light and entrepreneurship as well, I would say. And I'm also going to do cards and channeling. So let's start with astrology. This new moon is on Tuesday. It's at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. So you can just adjust in Europe. That's going to be right around midnight on Tuesday night. And so it's in 20, almost 21 degrees Sagittarius. So you can look at if you have any placements around there. It does touch up on several activations with other planets and the nodes as well. So I'll go through a couple of those. For one, it is squaring Neptune. And so Neptune just stationed direct earlier this week as I'm recording this. So it might bring up another form of illusions, or it might shatter illusions, or it might bring up a feeling of an illusion, so that you can really, it might be in your face, so that you can just choose to say no to that and clarity forward. It can also, with that too, just making sure that you're grounded so that you do see clearly in what you're working forward towards, what you're moving forward towards, because it's a new moon, it's a new start of the next 6 months until the Sagittarius full moon in 6 months. And so it's going to be a lot of forward momentum, but I just want you to make sure that you're grounded so that you're not just completely jumping into something right away. On the other hand, we do have Mars co-present in Sagittarius, which means that you need to take action. Taking action on your dreams, on the healing, whatever that is for you. And Sagittarius is all about dreaming big. Sagittarius is the big visions, big dreams. Like, don't hold yourself back here, and then take action on it. Just making sure right as it happens that you're grounded so that you see clearly what you're working with, and then you're working from that life force energy forward. Completely amazingness. We do have it, it could be some unexpected ways things are happening, or the insights are happening, or the lessons are happening as well, or the dreams, the blessings are coming and happening, because we have Uranus in an almost exact quincunx with the new moon. And so Uranus is the revolutionary, right? If you need that extra fire to stand your ground and hold your boundaries in order to work towards something on you, in order to say yes to yourself, it can be something that can kind of help, but it can also be unexpected things coming in here. So just know that too. But those are blessings. It's the universe blesses us all the time with all these kind of unexpected things. And last time I'm going to mention this so much, so I'm just kind of doing a few mentions, but it is sextiling and trining, which are good aspects to the South and the North node in Aries and Libra right now. So depending obviously where Aries and Libra falls in your chart, but it's also about, in general, that's about balance between who you are and asserting yourself in your dreams. Hello, Sagittarius. And it's also about then balance in between you and the other, the relationships, and finding a balance, and maybe even finding balance in relationships, and then balance between relationships and you, or between whatever that is for you within yourself, work and play, however that is for you. This is what we're all working with for the next a little bit over a year. We started in earlier this year. So that's a good aspect. So it might be beautiful, like healing moment, clarity moments as well. And I want to bring in with this the gene keys, because this is where the gene keys just brings the depth of this particular placement around 21 degrees Sagittarius. And it's gene key 26, which moves from pride and lack into actually invisibility and abundance through artfulness. And I'm going to explain this because it's exactly what this is about, obviously. it is about letting go of ego, because ultimately ego finds ourselves in lack and in scarcity, because it's just the ego that thinks that we have to control things, or we have to hold on to things, or that we then don't have enough. Because the truth is, when you are aligned with your soul, when you are aligned with your own consciousness, then everything is in abundance, everything is in flow. We don't have to hold on to anything, really. And but the shadow side of this gene key is that. So I want to invite you to examine this. Where do you have, what areas in your life are you holding on, and are you afraid of let go because you might feel abandoned if you do? Or where you're holding yourself back even from not going after your dream completely. This gene key, moving into artfulness, then it's the ability for light to enter you. It's the ability to receive light, actually. And what this is about is that we can look at it from the sun. When we are out in the sun, our body produces vitamin D, right? And so when we have stored emotions or not good things from our environment, from our food, whatever, stored trauma, it stores within our body. And we can look at this as a cell. The way I explained it for my friend was that if we look at our body as cells, and we're meant to just flow, it's meant to be a flow of alignment, a flow of consciousness, a flow of the universe moving through us, so that we are always we're always in tune with our own highest good and our full potential as well. Manifestation comes into this. But then we have these stored traumas or blockages or conditioning, and from our mind to limitations, right? And they don't only show up if each cell is these round little cells here. It's not just like that's a dark cell and this is a light cell with just flow through it. It's actually like that's a cell that's kind of a pea. Say there's a little pea in there, right? So it's actually dense. It's density. It's filled of something. It's not just that it's dark. It's actually filled of something. And because of that, it holds that limitation, and you get limited because light can't flow. Your full potential can't flow. But this is where I'm saying this is about allowing light to come into your body, to flood your cells, to allowing consciousness to move through you. And the more you do that, and the more you shine light on that blockage as well, or the more you raise your level of consciousness so you're aware of it, but you flood your whole being with the light, then this is going to start to disintegrate. And sometimes we do processing and healing around it, and sometimes it's just holding it and loving it, and it can start to disintegrate. And sometimes it's just to focus on the other part instead, not focus on the scarcity, the abandonment, or whatever that is for you. And we all have this ability. That's awareness. Where can we put our awareness, and where can we shine a light? Where can we allow our own consciousness? Where can we ask consciousness source to shine a light on that blockage? And by doing so, that blockage gets removed. So this is so much about that, because then when it's removed, then we have another cell that that consciousness can flow through, that our full potential can flow through. So we align ourselves more and more this way. And by doing so, we move into abundance, to prosperity, to flow. Okay, but we walk around with so many limitations, and it's the ego that wants to control things or hang on to things, or that gets greedy, that's hoarding things instead of allowing things to flow in and out and in and out, and knowing that you're always supported and abundant. When I said it's the artfulness is allowing light to flow. Be aware so that you know where do you want to flow your light. And as an entrepreneur, and for all of you who have your own business, this is also that ability to not only flood your own cells, the more you raise your frequency, your state of consciousness, the more radiant you become. And then the people, whatever you're doing, and it's not just for an entrepreneur, it's just whoever you are, you will inspire someone else to also start shining brighter, right? And to also show that, okay, this light can flow to you through you too. You can stand in your light and allowing your own light to be your norm, instead of the density, instead of holding on, instead of trauma that we stored. It's about to let go. So I invite you all to even consider what it would be like living without an identity. Because when you don't hold on to, this is who I am. I'm not saying being a doormat. That's not what I'm saying at all here. Because that's the identity of the victim or whatever, that I'm not worth things and worthiness and all of that. But if you allow yourself not to just play around with it, not to have an identity, what will happen is that you always know your core. That's not taking you out of your core and your own light. What it is doing is that it allows you to not take things personally, to not care what someone else thinks of you, because you don't have an identity to uphold. So it doesn't matter if that person thinks that or that person thinks that. Why does that matter? You get to be you in your uniqueness, but you don't have to hold on to, this is me, because usually we hold on to those little peas in ourselves, those stored things that we then end up defending, which is so much about this shadow work in this Jinky 26 as well. So then we have to defend it, and we take it personally, instead of just allowing ourselves to simply be our essence. Be consciousness. We all are consciousness. It's just about the level of awareness that we are consciousness. We are being rather than our mind. If we focus our consciousness to our mind, then we're going to think that we are our mind. And that's not what this is about. So I challenge you or inspire you to play around with that feeling. What happens if I don't have an identity? Then I don't have anything that I have to hold on to. Instead, you practice trust. And it's not done in a day, for all of you who've seen my posts lately or gotten my newsletter. But when we do, we allow ourselves to be in the flow. And being in that, that's when we're in alignment with Source. So we're in alignment with our highest potential as well. And from there, we can manifest. This is all that will, focusing your light, focusing your will on the light. But allow yourself to, what the city word here, be invincible. What if you do something, a good deed today, focusing that light instead of focusing the ego, focusing the light. You do something today that maybe no one will never know that it's you that did it. Then we don't have to have the ego pride of well, I do this and I'm good because I'm doing this. Yes, we are. And stretching you further, can you not even allow yourself to not be praised by it because you don't need the outside validation? You know inside who you are and what you do for yourself and for this world. You have your value inside of you. So with that, I'm going to move on to doing some channeling and some cards for this new moon as you expand and take action on your dreams and on your consciousness. Of course, I also have my Ignite Your Magic course coming up starting on the solstice, but you get access to a few videos and meditations before, as soon as you sign up. And this is all about consciousness raising your own level of consciousness, to tune into your intuition, to get out of your head And with the New Year's, we're going to do this alignment into manifestation. We're also going to talk about masculine and feminine, the ability to receive and the ability to take aligned action. Super important here without exhausting yourself. So all of that is in my course, and it's an amazing course. And so I hope to see more of you in there. Okay, so let's do some channeling. Let's do some channeling. And I'm just going to start just in case, because just want to make sure I am not missing. Let's see. Okay, so I am missing comments. So, hello everyone. Okay. Now it says non-comments again. Is someone eating naan again? Okay. Hi, Christina. Hi, Galinda. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Ranjana. Hi, Jenny. I probably missed some more. Let's see here. Non-comments. Can I see all comments? Oh my gosh. Tech. Okay, this is so funny. Mercury is in retrograde shadows. Retrograde starts on Wednesday on the 13th. And in Capricorn, it's going to retrograde all the way back into Sagittarius. And I have had tech glitches already, which is the classic, right? I don't adhere to fear. I don't fear retrogrades. For me, it's become more of actually a blessing of what I've already worked through with Mercury in Capricorn. And then I get to harvest what I worked through, or when Mercury was in Sagittarius and Capricorn, right? So I love to look at it that way. I recently saw another astrologer that I love, her teacher saying that when you want to start something good that you want to be long lasting, actually do start that in a Mercury retrograde. Very interesting, and not always always what everyone says, but I don't believe in fear mongering. So I like that, just being grounded, like I said, with this new moon, to being grounded, so that you can take action from your space, and then putting these things in place. Okay, so now I see, now you're all laughing. Hi, Jacqueline, Rebecca, Mara. Okay, so I can't see old comments, so I missed all of your comments in the beginning. Thank you, Jenny, for DMing me, because I had that feeling of like, hey, I'm just seeing 000 here everywhere. And you popped up. So you're all here. I just can't see what you said up until now. So I love this, actually. I'm going to spin out on this because, or take a little spin on this, because blank slate. This is all about getting out of your head. And I've noticed that so much lately, of just all this getting out of my head and consciousness work I've been doing. Also, by the way, with the Ignite Your Magic, you get, if you sign up for the VIP, you get a Chi Sun as well, which is amazing. So you all know that I've been working with that for several months now. But all of this work, the last month, the last few weeks, it's just like, it's like there is no, I've taken out those little pieces that I talked about. And it's like, there is no hooks anymore for the little pings or the old stories, the old words. Sorry, I don't mean you, but I just took that as not an even example. Anyways, it's like, okay, I can hear my mind is saying like, oh, but this, it's like, no, old story. And I catch it like the moment it comes in, I catch it and it just pings off. I'm like, hey, you, old story. There's no room here. There's no this, like, there's like water off a duck's back, right? There's nothing to adhere to. And it's amazing. It's not that the triggers and the words are not there yet, not there, but they're just pinging off. So that stability in this higher level of consciousness, I would say, it brings that peace. And that's what happens when you're just practicing getting out of your head, and seeing from a higher perspective, is that this peace. And that peace, it's so interesting. I'm talking about peace and then peace today. At first I was talking about the little green peas that you eat, and now I'm talking about peace within you, stillness within you. Because when you have that stillness within you and not noise from your own head or from your old conditioning saying, hey, you need to care about this and what other people say and blah, 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 blah. all of that. You don't have to care about other people's energy. You get this, not just a wall, but a boundary. It's a boundary, right? The way I always explain it, the more radiant you become, the more you don't have to think about your boundaries, because they're just there, and things can't come in, other people's energy can't come in. So it gets to be this super, super peaceful. So when you're peaceful and there's not so much noise, you are aligned. You can so much easier hear your intuition and the hints that the universe is telling you. This is what's the best for me to act on and to do right now. And you can focus and you can do it acting on, instead of being in illusion about all the things and not having clarity, acting on it. And you're just pure to do that. Amazingness. Okay. Your energy is so much higher now that you're here when I see you guys. I know I'm a generator, so I do get, like, if I have someone to bounce off on, then I can bounce off on that and move with that and work with that. I love that. And I love being together. I felt a little bit lonely before, but I was going for it. Okay. I want to do general channeling and cards for this new moon in Sagittarius on Tuesday, 20 degrees Sagittarius, and at 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday. So the first thing, let me feel into this before I start the cards. I just wanted to feel in this general. It is Sagittarius, right? So the first thing I see is this like beautiful flame, kind of what I had as the description for this live, or the design that I did. This beautiful like flame, not just flame, but like embers just flying up. This is so much about igniting your energy and really you're focusing on your life force energy, so that you can move in alignment with that and only focus on that. So really important. And for some of you who are confused or not, or if you do feel tired as well, then the invitation to you is to go in and simply fill your cup and focus on your groundedness and focus on your chi as well. Focus on your life force energy. Really important here. And then also with all that flame, like it's this beautiful channel of like forward momentum, making sure, and this I would say about Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius rising and I have several placements in Sagittarius. I know how it is to, I can dream really big and that optimistic, all of that, right? But then it's about actually making it happen and not allowing it to stay up here. Because as I was tuning into this energy, it's like, oh, it's up here, such a beautiful portal. Yes, use that portal, especially if you're not used to it, to dream really big. If you are someone that tends to cap yourself or play small, dream really, really big. Use this portal to do this. And then correct it forward, not correct it, but then move it forward. As I said with this dinky, it's all about moving that light. You choose where you want to focus your light, where you want to focus your consciousness. Move that forward so that you take action. Taking action on your passion, what lights you up. And it doesn't always have to be passion. I've learned this through Dinky so much that sometimes what lights you up might not be fire. It might just be an internal knowing. But regardless, it's about listening to what is best for you. What do you know? We all know. If you just take the time, little time to still, we all know, okay? I've heard it several times. I know it's just about taking action, doing it, going past. We always, when we take ourselves to the next level and when we break our glass ceilings, we will come up against resistance. So whatever that is for you, usually it's either I would say it's money, connected to money, scarcity, lack that we talked about, or it's connected to time, or it might, and those are common, like, oh, well, I don't have the money, or I don't want to invest in this, whether that is money or time or your own energy. There's always an investment to be had within yourself. And as long as you can just change that into being the resistance of the, and the excuse to, no, I'm choosing to invest in this for yourself. Even if it's, I'm going to invest in meditating every day. I'm going to invest in taking a walk every day. I'm going to invest in taking care of my body. I'm going to invest in taking a mindfulness course. Whatever that is for you, you give that back to yourself. So we're always going to meet resistance because there's a reason why we have not prioritized ourselves before. There's a resistance, maybe, oh, I'm not worthy, or I can't do this, or whatever that narrative is in your mind. You're always going to have a resistance to break through. So I urge you with this new moon to dream big, and then know that you have the power, you have the energy. I do energy work all the time. I tune into you all the time. I feel energy so clearly. You have the power to just move that energy into the alignment of what you want to move towards. And this is not from ego, doing it from your worthiness, your worthiness of giving yourself an extraordinary life. Extraordinary life. See, where have you settled? Where have you settled? Where have you capped yourself and settled to the point where you don't even see it anymore? You can have and do and be and feel anything that you want. And you get to choose that. You get to choose how you get to choose you. Okay? So that's what I'm feeling. You're putting this into motion. That was a lot from that. I hope that was helpful for you. Always reaches the right people. Let's see here. Any other specific energy? Some of you are probably being called to, is also a good initiative, right? With the new moon to do a bit of a cleansing. It can be as easy as one morning drinking a glass of lemon water in the morning. Or you could do whatever that cleansing is for you. I feel it as a physical cleanse. So allowing your body, just like I talked about the gene keys, right? This is also what we store in our body. It's so interesting. I went into this consciousness of my own body a few weeks ago, and I just got to see like how it is to be my body and the things that I'm just like, okay, this is blocked, so we're just going to release this, and then we're going to release this. And then the level of lightness I felt after that, it's just like, whoa, I feel like I can lift up. My whole physical body feels lighter, and then obviously my whole emotions and mind feels lighter because of it. Exactly what I talked about in this gene key. And you can listen to it, by the way, if you're interested. Sorry, I forgot to say that. It's the Pulse right now. So go to genekeys.com or just search Gene Keys Pulse, P-U-L-S-E. And it's Gene Key 26. You can listen to it for the next few days for free. Okay, so what else here do we have? Okay, so whoops, whoa, okay. Cards are like loud. The first one flew off when I just touched the deck. So of course, I don't see my video anymore, so I don't even know where I'm looking. Just so I can see the comments. The Empress, of course, this is you stepping into abundance with the transformational path of artfulness. Allow yourself to become a piece of art, to allow the universe too to help you paint that canvas. I love that. As I said in the beginning, allow yourself to drop identity and be painted. This is full abundance, creativity. What you're starting now, you're going to end with the full moon in Sagittarius in 6 months, okay? This is full abundance, lushness, worthiness, goddessness, godness, whoever you are, all of that. Fertility too, abundance, all of it. It's just simply lush. And as I said, I'm just sitting, I haven't even started yet, but King of Wands right here. This is Leo. This is the king, the embodiment of you. Like I said, this gene key is all about this. The new moon is all about the embodiment of your entrepreneurship. Whether you're making that as a business, maybe it is your like time to move into take whatever steps that you are called to take in business, but it can also just be you in your uniqueness. Be your unique you. This is a passionate, self-made embodiment, the king, the queen of his kingdom. or her kingdom, and the strength with the lion there too. So much what we're all inspired to. Okay, I'm gonna mix those in again and then do a reading. Cleansing from relationships, no longer in alignment with your values. Very much that. We're all going through the South Node in Libra right now for the next 18 months. How did I know what that person would call me right now? And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 go time. That's starting like 1, 2, 3 go, right? And so yes, cleansing from that. That's the thing too. Like we're cleansed for everything. That's the value. That's where I prompted you in the beginning to see, where have you settled? Where have you settled? Where is things not in alignment? It doesn't mean judgment. And I know I have both Mars and Saturn in Libra. I always see two sides of a story, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to judge that it was not right or whatever. We all have our different pathways. Just allow everyone to have their own different pathways. And sometimes we come together and sometimes we go apart and other people come in. And however, so beautiful. Thank you for that, Chapman. Okay, let's do a little bit. Well, I always started doing general. Okay, this is exactly what I've been saying. The Knight of Pentacles. I don't even, like, I can't see where, if I do this, okay, so if I hold it here, hold it back, okay. I'm just gonna see, and then I'm gonna move here so I see comments. Knight of Pentacles, this is that steady, what did I just say? Steady progress forward, okay? Not necessarily a rush into things. I said align yourself first, align yourself with your higher consciousness, go in, take, even if you need to, the rest of December with everything else noise going on, and that's why I did the course, framed the course the way I did it. We're just going to meet one time, and then you can move with the things yourself. It's just going to be the quietness of your mind. Now take that time first, which is so much the Knight of Pentacles, and then move forward. But this is steady progress forward, okay? So that you can make the foundation and the structure something, however that is in your inner masculine, that let him, let the yang in you put that structure together, right? And you're doing that by, I would say, and this is why I put this in the course, because it's so important. I've been working intensely with it for the last year myself, and really seeing the consciousness within myself, with the yin and the yang within myself. So the Wheel of Fortune here is the medicine for this. This is how you work with that steady progress forward. This is completion. Yes, it's all luck. We're all in this times where things can happen unexpectedly, right? And it's destined things. So allow destined things to happen, which is being open to unexpected things and letting unaligned things move away, things or people or however, and routines within yourself and thoughts and conditioning, all of that. But it's also, what I'm getting here is this is feeling completion, making sure that you go into completion of yourself. You are complete here and now. There's nothing you have to fix with yourself. You might be on a healing journey. There is still nothing you have to fix with yourself. You're whole and complete, and all our healing journeys is just about peeling the layers that said that we're not whole and complete, to realize that right in here, right in the center of us, we've always been whole and complete. So the more you focus on that wholeness within you, then the more, just like I said, when you're focused and not just in all this noise, you're focused on the wholeness within you, then you know how to move forward. And it doesn't have to be so fireworky. It can be when you want it to be, but not all the time. And it definitely doesn't have to be exhausting. In your inward, in your meditation practice, in your spiritual field, we have the Six of Pentacles here. So this is about giving and receiving, just what I talked about in this gene key. It's about flow. It's not about holding on. It's also about, giving something and learning to receive. It's the balance of the giving and receiving. And some of you I know have to work on receiving and not just go into this masculine energy that is actually the feminine energy trying to push something through. Instead, saying that you are enough. Your masculine is here. You are enough. You're doing enough right here and right now. You are enough. wholeness, and then moving from that. So wherever that is for you is going to speak a little bit different, but this is something, that inward journey, because it showed up in your spiritual field, the Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving, practicing flow, and so much trust in that too. What we give, we know comes back to us, in which, however form it comes back to us, because that's what you're worthy. But you don't give in order to get. You trust in the flow. You trust in the flow. So feel that, yes. Where you're being called, sixes, 666, 9 and 10, and then 6 and 6. So where you're being called to take outer action right now. This is the action, outer action field. This was the inner action, the spiritual field. Is the Six of Swords. This is all about moving from a storm, the waves here, into calmer waters. Okay, and it's also that you are being helped. See here, these crows actually in the other arcana, or the regular arcana, regular tarot, it's someone rowing someone else into peace, right? Here's actually the crows here, swords, pulling the boat. You're getting help right now. What did I say about this? It's destined. Destined things happens right now. So always, allowing this help. Allow the hints of what you need to move on from, moving on from the turbulence, moving on from the drama. And I know this too, when you're on a spiritual journey, especially relationships and especially drama, all of that is going to fall away, because drama is so 3D, and gossip and ego and this and attachment in different forms, and it gets to be so yucky and mucky. Moving on to calmer waters. That's in your action field. So whatever you need to take action on in order to reach that in your mind and in your relationships, in your life. Practicing saying no. Practicing saying no to something means that you say yes to something. Okay, some of you need to practice saying yo. I love that. Some of you need to practice saying no. For some of you, it's more aligned to start saying yes, but that's yes to yourself, to your passions, your inspirations, and that will move you away from this. And you're going to be in a little bit of a different journey if you're, however that is, but it's coming to the same point. Yo, or some of you are just yoing. Sometimes saying no, sometimes saying yes. Discerning, that's what this focus, when you're just in an aligned energy out of your head, you're just in that aligned energy of discernment. Things doesn't have to be overwhelming anymore. So the mindset to focus on about your future, this usually just gives us that kind of like compass, northern star, just like our dreams do. It's a northern star, and then the universe will send us on this ways in order to get there that our mind cannot figure out. But your compass here about your future is the Ace of Swords. Okay, this is clarity. This is complete focus. Know that even if you're in complete tower moment, rough waters, drama, whatever, or if you're just, some of you might not be in that. Some of you might just be like, okay, it's time. I feel it in my whole system. It's time for this up level. It's time for the next level me. Whatever that is for you. You're in this time of transition. And it's really important then, because we always come up against resistance in the time of transition, is that we have our focus here. Regardless of the noise and the things, then the resistance that come in the back door or whatever it comes in, focus here. This is what I'm going, and I know that I'm walking towards a breakthrough. Period. I'm walking towards a breakthrough. It is happening. And then your mind can come in and say a bunch of things, and it's just, no, period. Hear me. Okay. I love that. Focus. What I see happening with this week, and a part of this journey that you're now on, is this is an outcome card. And it's the Hermit here. See here, I do it here and then I do it here. It's the Hermit. So don't be afraid of the space. I love the way it almost looks like she's actually sitting on a rock, but she has this outlook on life. It also looks like she's actually floating. And it's this lightness, so that we can go within and achieve that enlightenment, really, the higher state of consciousness. And that's a part of this outcome, because when you move into a higher state of consciousness, that's what I started this whole thing off with, didn't I? Or maybe I did. Is that when you are in a higher state of conscious awareness, you are in tune with your intuition. You do trust. And you do trust in the universe and in yourself. And everything becomes more peaceful. And because of that, you will more effortlessly manifest what it is that you want. You will be in your soul purpose. So beautiful. If you're following these steps that this reading has shown you, your potential outcome, we all have free will, is this. It's a beautiful peacefulness. Beautiful peacefulness. And then where you tend to trip yourself up. So interesting. So we have the Hermit here, and then we have the Hangman here. The Hangman is that. It is enlightenment. It is taking a break, taking a pause, to hang upside down for a moment, for a few days, so to speak, like Odin did, which is the mythology behind this card, to seek enlightenment, to seek a different perspective. So it's something that you are called to get a different perspective on. Maybe it's just your life. Maybe it's this, as I said, get a different perspective on your programming and your purpose. And we only get that when we still. And so some of you are resisting this taking a break. And I understand you in terms of the world and society, especially this time of year, is so much more busy. And so be the rebel by not being busy. Be the rebel by choosing. You have the choice. You have free will, regardless of what anyone else says, or your own guilt or shame or whatever. Choosing to slow down enough so that you get to choose you. What a story. I felt like I just told a story. That's so interesting. I have that so much in my chart too, being a storyteller, but I really felt it there. Lovely. So what do you all think? How do you feel about this new moon? It's amazingness. It's truly amazingness when we get to choose ourselves and our passions and what light us up and our peace in here. Lovely. All right, lovelies. I'm gonna set the timer. Keep to my own boundaries. I'm gonna do individual cards. First, I'm gonna say for the recording, thank you for being here. Happy new moon in Sagittarius. If anyone of you feel like an appreciation is something that you want to give me, I have my Venmo. It's sanctuarywithin. I appreciate that very much. Also, my course starts on the 20th. Ignite Your Magic is all about raising your state of consciousness. You get access to 2 videos that I've recorded. One is a previous workshop about shadow work, healing essentially in your mind, and a completely amazing workshop. And the one is a new recording that I did for the intro for this course, and both of them have meditations as well. If you sign up for the VIP, you get a crazy deal on a one-on-one session with me, including a Chi-Sun, which is what you probably have seen me talking about. It's works with light waves and sound waves from the Tea Institute here in Reno, and is really helping you focus, getting out of your mind. You'll feel it instantly. Everyone that I give it to is like, oh, I just feel quiet and peacefulness. Yes, and in the long run, it helps your forward momentum to just focus and stay in that. Okay, so that's Ignite Your Magic. You can find it on my website, sanctuarywithin.com. /ignited, but you can find it on the first website too. I do have an online workshop coming up with the founder of the Teen Institute, Richard, who is amazing, who I love hanging out with and getting to know with. We do a lot of fun things together too. We can talk about consciousness all day long. And we're doing an online workshop on the 18th, so a few days before I start my course on the solstice, and you can sign up for that. That's also on my website, sanctuarywithin.com. So I hope to see many of you in there as well. All right. So thank you.